Okay, everybody. Hey, this is Secondhand Dan coming to you from the Penny Pincher Thrift Shop land here in North Versailles, Pennsylvania. July the 12th, it is about 82 degrees. It's comfortable if you stay in the shade, light breeze and all. I like to get a video up at least every couple of weeks, so I know I'm due for one. So what I thought I'd do here is take you in the shop here and we'll peruse a couple of the more interesting items that are available at the Penny Pincher Thrift Shop, otherwise known as the Antique Kingdom. I hope you can see that. All I can see is glare on my screen right now, but I figured it was worth a shot. All right, let's go inside. Welcome to the hollowed halls of the Penny Pincher Thrift Shop. I could say I'm knee deep, but I'm in over my head here. But that's kind of a good thing. Well, I just need somebody to buy all this stuff. Hey, if you're interested in antiques, collectibles, going to be in the Pittsburgh area, come check out Penny Pincher Thrift Shop in North Versailles, all right? Anyway, there's a lot of interesting things in here. People come in here and they're like, wow, this is so cool. And they're like, hey, Marge, check this out. Remember that? Hey, Billy, you used to have one of those. Well, sometimes I think that people that come in through the door think it's a museum and not a store. Well, can't say that I blame them. I do have a lot of neat stuff here. So let's do a couple of close-ups on a couple of select items. I'm going to have to go ahead and shut the door. Hey, am I recording? Yes, I am. Oh, there it is. Too much glare, so let me shut the door and see if I can reduce some glare here. I know I tried to avoid shooting into sunlight, but if that's where the object is, that's where the object is right now. And what we have in front of us is a vintage, of course, 99% of the stuff in here is vintage. Some people would say, well, that's an antique. Well, technically an antique has to be 100 years old, so this is not 100 years old. This is a electric fireplace, probably from the mid-70s. Let's see if I can get it fired up. Here's the cord to it. No, I'm mistaken. This is a cord to something else. Anyway, this is mid-70s fireplace. Here's the cord. It's a space heater. It's got logs in it, fake logs, but generally you never have to move these screens unless you really want to look at the log aspect a little closer. All right, this cord is not it. I was going to plug it in. There's a cord somewhere for it, down here. When I bought this thing, it was hanging in their game room wall. They were settling the estate of, I guess, a parent that had passed away. And I said, I'm interested in that heater down there. And they said, oh, that's kind of a permanent fixture. I said, I don't see how it's a permanent fixture. He said, well, it's wired in. I went down and looked. The wire just ran through a wall to the other side, which was like their laundry room, and into a little junction box. I said, I could have that disconnected in 10 minutes, you know. Would you take X amount of money for it? And they said yes. So it's in like mint condition. Here, I'm plugging it in. I assume I got the right plug this time. Controllers. I've had this thing for a year now, but I forgot how to turn the darn thing. Oh, over here on the side. There we go. One hearth of sorts. So, like I said, and if you look these up on eBay, actually, I think I may have listed it on eBay. If you want to see what I'm doing on eBay, if you want to follow me on there, I am Auction Boss. AUCTION BOSS. I am Auction Boss on eBay. I think I've been on there for like at least 25 years. All right, well, that's a charmer. I hope to get some money out of it. Sometimes you have to sit on things 3 months, sometimes 6 months, sometimes a whole year before you find the right person. I have it listed on eBay, but I can't ship it. I mean, in theory I could, but that's just too much time and aggravation to get something like this boxed up and to hold your breath and say, good Lord, I hope it doesn't get damaged on the way there. So I have it on eBay as you pick it up. Either the shipper can come get it. This is steel on top. Or you can come get it, or you can have a relative that lives in the area come get it, and they can hold it until you visit them. Something like that. All right, well, so much for the fireplace. What else we're going to look at? I haven't decided yet. Hold on. All right. Hey, Coke is it. The rest ain't spit. I got some Coca-Cola wooden crates. And these are divided into 4. I don't know, because they held 6-pack of bottles. And you see a nice condition. And if you look inside, I'm trying to see if you can see it. The date, 1960. You can't see it. Let me swing you over here. There we go. 1960. This crate, well, is 1 year younger than me, or should I say I'm 1 year older than the crate. And that's this one. I have 3 of them. And this one here is actually a little prettier, not a whole lot, but at least the detail on the inside is a little more legible. And this one says 1957. Can you imagine humping bottles back in the day to the grocery store, the mom and pop stores lifting these things? This one is 1955. Whatever, I got some miscellaneous hardware in there right now, but cool collectibles. I don't know why this one is only divided in 2. If you know why, did they not care to put in the other divider? Did they still put 4 6-packs in there? Back then, the 6-packs were probably 8-ounce bottles. And that's back before people decided that, well, 8 ounces isn't enough. I have to have 16. I have to have 24. People wonder why America is a little chunkier than it used to be years ago. Underneath the Coca-Cola is a Victorla. Trolla? A little bit of a rhyme there. Oh, move that out of the way. A Victorla. I notice most people who watch my YouTube page, the demographic tends to be my age. So even though we didn't live with these, maybe our Grammy had one or something like that, or we still know what it was, even if nobody in the family had one. But it was a record player. Victrola was a catch-all, just like saying Kleenex for a facial tissue. Everybody called these Victrolas because I guess Victrola was one of the originators. And can I get inside? This is embarrassing. Why? It's got a skeleton key on it. It shouldn't be locked though. Oh, it was just stuck from being closed. It hasn't probably been open. It's been in the store here probably for about 10 years. Not a lot of people, especially the younger generation, know what it is or would even want it in their house. It's hard to find people under the age of 50 and down that appreciate antiques. It's not like it used to be. When I started in this business, it was 30 years ago, I started working with an auctioneer. But here's where your sheet music would go if you wanted to sing along, or they had the piano in the house too often. So this is one place. No, I take that back. I thought I knew what I was talking about. I do know what I'm talking about. I just made a mistake. That's the speaker grill. That's not for sheet music. You can put your sheet music and record albums down below. Can we see down below? Oh, okay. Well, you're definitely Maybe if I magnify. Yeah, you can see a little better there. And the record of choice back in the day was something called a 78. And that meant it spun 78 revolutions per minute. And the records of the time, they were made of a material that was prone to, if you dropped them on the floor, they would shatter. And people said they were wax. Probably there might have been some paraffin in there somewhere, but they weren't 100% wax. Usually I have a 78 somewhere on hand. And right now I don't see any. Could there be any behind me? Anyway, the 78s, like I said, if you drop them, they would shatter. And believe it or not, I guess my demographic, most of you are going to believe it. The Beatles, when they first started, you could get a couple of their records on 78 as well as LP. LPs for long play. That was how they, distinction between the original 78s. They said, what are we going to call these newfangled records? They're thinner. The 78s were at least twice as thick. And when you drop a typical LP on the floor, they're not going to break. You know, you could go whoop, twist them back and forth. You couldn't do that with a 78. You twist it, you're going to snap it in half. And this operated on a part, this actually says Victorla on it. And this is basically like the microphone. And it would run down, let's get you in here close here, because I'm sure a lot of you haven't seen one up close, even though you may know what one is. Looking for my remote. Oh, I left that fireplace. I can still hear the fireplace. It's got a motor in it to make the log effect look like it's burning, so I got to go shut that off. Anyway, back to this 78 here. Back to the Victorla. This is the actual name brand, Victorla. Victor Talking Machine. Hence the name Victorla for Victor. I'm not sure who the Victor was in Victorla, but... And this part here, there's actually two of them in here. This is basically like the microphone. There's one on here. This is basically their tone arm back in the day. The sound would run up through here into this tube, down that tube, and kind of like a funnel, and it would come out here. I'm dying for a 78 record. Let me take another look. Well, I decided there's no point in looking too hard for a 78 record because I've noticed there is no needle in this thing right now. And just like the record players, the more modern ones, this took a needle also, but it actually looked like a sewing needle. Not as long, but it was actually just a short, stubby piece of steel that was very pointed. And you'd flip it down onto the record. After you crank it up, then there was a release here. There's the release. Don't want to drag that on there unnecessarily. And there she goes. And if your music sounded a little bit sour, you could adjust right here. Kind of like the modern turntables where you would watch the strobe light effect on the side and you would adjust it so you knew you were, when the dots looked like they were standing still, it was correct. Well, this didn't use the dots. This used your ear. If it sounded sour, you would turn it until it sounded good. There's a Victrola badge up there. This is the VV100 model. Let me get over there and turn that fireplace off. I just left it running. I didn't think to turn it off. I got so excited I'm making a video. Try not to trip here. Controls are on the side. Oh, okay, there it goes. Lights up. Now, the Victrola was probably made in the 1920s. So, our stuff is definitely oldies but goodies. Now, here's something I've had for probably 20 years. It's a lamp, but it looks like an elf. It's an old plaster lamp, probably from the mid-50s. So even before Lord of the Rings was a popular thing, people were into elves and fairies. Pretty much for hundreds of years, people have been interested in mythical beings. But the only true mythical is God Almighty himself. And he's real. These guys aren't. All right, well, I think that's enough to put a video together on YouTube. So what do we have? Maybe about 10 minutes there. If you found it interesting, there is no doubt that I have a lot more things that could be... so let me know in the comments or with thumbs up that you'd like to see me go over some more items and talk about what I know about them. And just to give you a good look at the museum, the secondhand store here at Penny Pincher's thrift shop. So like and subscribe if you haven't done that. I would appreciate it. So bye-bye, everybody. See you later.